Good evening. My name is Yulia Stadnichuk. I'm the spokesperson for the International Public Movement's Politics 2.0, and here's our regular English language overview of our fight with COVID-19 and the situation that we have here in Russia. We actually noticed, it's not the first time, we've noticed it quite a long time ago, that all the officials sooner or later do say the truth about what is happening. And as we in Politics 2.0 only regard effective ways of fighting with these COVID restrictions and fighting for our rights, we pay very much really serious attention to such words said by officials, because they allow us to plan our legal action to stop this, to show the illegal side of what is happening. So today we heard our mayor of Moscow. Moscow is a kind of pilot city in Russia, which introduces all these COVID measures first of all the regions, and is used as a kind of example the others should look at and kind of try to align themselves with. Moscow is really digitalized. We have lots of cameras, we have lots of control over the transports on the streets everywhere, so it's quite easy to implement the measures and to control how things are happening. And we've seen and we were informed that yesterday we were informed that the mayor of Moscow introduces a new lockdown. There is no such definition of such term lockdown, so it always means different things. So, but still, they say this is a new lockdown in Russia, in Moscow, non-working days, lockdown, and QR codes will be introduced again. We've already had those QR codes introduced here and introduced last year, and we actually changed this order to introduce these QR codes last year, and we got the reply from the mayor, and it was official reply for the court. It was their speech and their grounding that the QR codes are used to protect health. They are somehow aimed at preventing people from gathering together, controlling how many people are there on the streets and in transport, in order to prevent the spread of the virus. So it kind of, they try to look at kind of logical. So they are trying to keep people away from each other in order to fight the spread of the virus. But today we heard a very interesting thing. While they are bringing these QR codes back again to here in Moscow, and they know it's gonna produce a huge negative impact on private business. It's gonna kind of destroy a lot of private cafes, restaurants, and affect the entertainment business and all that, but still they are introducing this. And the mayor said that they're introducing QR codes in order to make people get used to vaccination. So they are not providing grounds saying that they are introducing these codes in order to keep people away from each other, to not allow these huge gatherings and to control and all that. No, what the mayor said is that the mayor is introducing these codes to make people get used to the vaccination. At the same time, we get a huge amount of information about the dangers of the vaccine. First of all, we've heard this official spokesperson for Rospotrebnadzor and Afanasия that the vaccinated people have the virus within themselves and are dangerous for the non-vaccinated, which means they are spreading viruses with this vaccination. We've heard about a scientific article written by 35 scientists, I guess, and one of them is head of this institution, Gamaleya Institution, which is the developer and the creator of this Sputnik vaccine. And this article was devoted to this to the effect of the vaccination. And the article published in the scientific medical magazine said that the vaccinated people produce new stamps of virus within themselves. So they are kind of like incubing machines where new viruses are created. That's is what they say, not we. But since they are the authors of this, the developers of this Sputnik vaccine, it's likely to be true. Really, they know what they're writing about. We also heard some person saying, some specialist in virology, saying that it's impossible to get a virus on board a plane. So when all the aircrafts, air companies, airlines, trying to make people wear masks on board, and all of the airlines, and I've heard it's quite strict in the United States and other countries, it's actually useless from the point of view of protecting somebody from the virus, because this air filtration system on aircrafts is built so that it would make air super clean. So it's impossible to spread or to catch virus on planes. So what's the use of the mask there? So we get a really huge amount of information saying that things that are happening now, and this information is coming from official sources, really. This information that is this situation which is developing now, which is like rolling out with this COVID and number of cases and all that, it actually has nothing to do with health protection. It has to do with making people follow the instruction, follow these rules, which are illegal. And they are demanding things which people are not happy to accept. And actually what we see a lot of people really protesting and really trying to fight against it. And some workers are being fired for not wearing muzzles or for not vaccinating, and then they go to court and they have their case reviewed by court in their favor, and so they go back to work and all that. And that's all happening right at the same time. So it seems like it's a very serious point right now where this COVID raging is to take some specific turn. So it really depends on us, and it always depends on us. It depends on us whether or not we will be standing against this and trying to protect our lives. What we will be doing, and that's the official path we're using, we'll be challenging all the illegal cases in courts, including this mayor's order regarding QR codes, since he personally said that it has nothing to do with protecting health, is just for making people get used to the vaccine. And there's another very important thing which is happening right now, is that all the people who are introducing these measures, all these COVID raging measures, they bear no responsibility whatsoever for what they have done. No matter what result they get, no matter how much benefit or losses they bring to all this situation, to the society, they do not bear any responsibility. They are not fined, they are not persecuted, they are not brought to court, nothing. They are just protected. And this is the most impossible thing, because they are in charge. They get money, they get support, so they get this legal support and court support, so that it's almost impossible to challenge them in their actions. But they get all the protection. So this is something which we will be working upon in order to be stopped, because they have to be responsible for what they are doing. They have to be responsible from the point of view of democracy of the nation. They really have to be brought to court, and if their measures are ineffective from the point of view of fighting this COVID disease, then they are to be judged and put to prison with no right to go back to their work, because they are doing a lot of harm to the society. They are introducing measures which take away our freedoms, which make us not free citizens but like slaves, or not slaves but refugees. We are like refugees who have no power on this land. We have no rights, we have no freedoms, we have no power on this land. We're just like to follow the instructions. So, and we're pretty much sure that we'll be successful in that, because right now the situation with, they also, what they did, they introduced this testing system in the school. And they said that since a child, in case a child is not testing, does not get a test, does not get school student doesn't want, or parents do not want to have their child tested, the child will not be allowed, the student will not be allowed to go to school and to visit classes, which is just very serious rude violation of the Russian laws. It's not acceptable to do this, to do our rights on education conditional. It's unconditional. We just have this right, and that's it. So, and they themselves say that the tests they're introducing are not showing whether the person is ill or dangerous for others. Nothing. They just do it. And that kind of, this very situation with schools is very sensible for our society, because it's a case of children going to schools is very this is very sensitive for not only for civil citizens, just for people, but also for those who work in the system, for those who work in those law enforcing agencies and police and official organizations. And we kind of feel that this situation is likely to make people kind of step away from this COVID raging and try to preserve the normal life, at least for their children. So, and one more important thing that we see is that our activities and our approaches are now being used by other political actors, so that they would present it like this is what they are doing. Well, while it's quite obvious that this is something that we have developed, which also means that the situation is changing and the people are turning to the legal ways and try to find the way how to protect their rights. And that's exactly what we want people to do, and that's something we are ready to help with. And let me say it once again, we are only using legal paths. We are not to violate laws. We do not exceed our rights. We only do what we are allowed to do according to the Constitution and to the federal laws. So that's the short overview of the situation with this COVID raging and the attitude of the Russian people towards what is happening and our activities. So please do not hesitate. If you have any questions, please write them down. We will be streaming in English in our further streams, and we will be discussing and answering your questions. And when the ban is over, we'll move back to our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for your attention. I'm switching back to Russian.